Time is one of the most mysterious and pervasive concepts that shapes our understanding of life. But what if time, as we perceive it, is merely an illusion? From the moment we are born, we are taught to view time as a linear progression, a straight line that moves relentlessly from past to present to future. We measure it by the ticking of a clock, the rise and fall of the sun, and the aging of our bodies. However, this understanding is a construct of the human mind, a tool we created to organize and navigate our lives. Imagine this: you are standing in a flowing river. The water rushing past you represents time. But what if you step back and see the river from above? You would realize that the entire river, from its source to its end, already exists simultaneously. This analogy helps us question the nature of time. What if every moment already exists, and what we call the present is simply our consciousness moving through it? Great thinkers and philosophers have pondered this question for centuries. Einstein's groundbreaking theory of relativity revealed that time is not absolute but relative. It bends, stretches, and behaves differently depending on speed and gravity. To a traveler near the speed of light, a moment could feel like years to someone else on Earth. The more we examine time, the more it begins to resemble a perception rather than a tangible reality. And if time is not real in the way we think, how does that change the way we live our lives? Can we break free from the fear of running out of time and live fully in the eternal now? Let's explore this concept further through the lens of science, spirituality, and the human experience. To understand time as more than a straight line, we must dive into the fascinating realms of physics, specifically quantum mechanics and Einstein's theory of relativity. These scientific fields present a radically different understanding of time, challenging our conventional view of past, present, and future. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity fundamentally altered our perception of time. He proposed that time is not a fixed constant but a variable, stretching and contracting depending on speed, gravity, and space. Time, as we know it, is part of a larger framework called spacetime, where space and time are interconnected. Picture the fabric of the universe as a stretched-out sheet. A massive object, like a star or planet, causes this sheet to bend, and time bends with it. Here's where it gets interesting. If you were traveling close to the speed of light, time for you would slow down compared to someone on Earth. In a spaceship moving at near light speed, you might experience only a few hours while years pass for those on the planet. This phenomenon, called time dilation, proves that time is not an absolute constant. It's relative to your position and motion in the universe. But science takes this idea even further. In the strange world of quantum mechanics, time behaves unpredictably. Subatomic particles exist in a state of probabilities, capable of being in multiple places at once, seemingly unconcerned with a linear timeline. This nonlinear behavior suggests that at a fundamental level, time may not flow forward at all. Instead, all moments could exist simultaneously. Physicist Brian Greene explains this concept with the block universe theory. Imagine all of time, past, present, and future, as a single unchanging block. Each moment exists eternally, and what we call now is simply the slice of time we are currently aware of. In this model, our perception of time flowing forward is an illusion, like a movie projector illuminating one frame at a time, even though the entire reel already exists. This scientific perspective raises profound questions. If all moments exist at once, does it mean that our past and future are still alive in some form? Can we ever truly lose moments, or are they eternally part of the fabric of existence? These concepts, though complex, reveal that time is far less rigid than we believe. When viewed through the lens of physics, time is not a prison. It is a canvas, infinite and timeless. This understanding begins to blur the line between science and spirituality, opening a doorway to new ways of experiencing reality. While science provides a logical framework for understanding the fluidity of time, spiritual traditions have explored this concept for thousands of years, often arriving at similar conclusions through intuition, experience, and meditation. For many spiritual philosophies, time is seen not as a linear path, but as an illusion, a construct of the human mind. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence, or anicca, teaches that everything in life is transient, constantly arising and passing away. Time itself, therefore, cannot be fixed. It is always changing, flowing like a river. However, the present moment, or the eternal now, is the only reality we truly experience. The past exists only as memory, and the future as an imagination. Clinging to either leads to suffering or dukkha. The Buddha's teachings invite us to escape the trap of linear time by practicing mindfulness, a deep awareness of the present moment. In doing so, individuals can transcend worries about the past or anxieties about the future. As Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The past is gone, the future is not yet here." If we do not go back to ourselves in the present moment, we cannot be in touch with life. Similarly, in Hinduism, time is viewed as cyclical rather than linear. The universe undergoes an eternal cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction, known as the yugas or cosmic ages. This perspective sees life as part of a continuous loop, where birth and death are mere transitions within the larger flow of existence. Atman, or the eternal soul, transcends these cycles, remaining timeless and unchanging. The ancient Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, teaches that the soul, Atman, is immortal. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor any of these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Here, the notion of time dissolves, revealing that existence is not bound by a beginning or an end. The self, beyond the physical form, is eternal, existing in all moments simultaneously. Taoism, too, explores the concept of timelessness through the Tao, or the natural flow of the universe. The Tao is infinite and eternal, unconfined by human perceptions of time. Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, famously wrote, "Time is a created thing. To say, I don't have time, is like saying, I don't want to." Across these traditions, the message is clear. True freedom comes from recognizing the illusion of time and fully embracing the present. When we let go of attachment to the past and future, we open ourselves to a deeper connection with the eternal now. This timeless state, described as the present moment, is where true peace and clarity reside. By aligning ourselves with the wisdom of these ancient teachings, we begin to see time not as a ruler over our lives, but as a tool, one we can learn to transcend on our journey toward spiritual awakening. The belief that time is linear, stretching from a definitive beginning to an inevitable end, has deeply shaped how we perceive life and death. This linear perspective instills a sense of urgency, anxiety, and, above all, an innate fear of the unknown, death. For many, the thought of an endpoint creates a looming pressure to accomplish, accumulate, and control, as though life is a race against an unforgiving clock. From childhood, we are conditioned to see time as a straight line. We are born, we grow, we age, and then we die. This finite view of existence makes death seem like a dark, inescapable void, an abrupt conclusion to everything we are. The fear of this end causes people to either cling to the past, regretting missed opportunities, or obsess over the future, striving for security and permanence. Both prevent us from fully experiencing the present moment, where life truly exists. Psychologically, this mindset breeds anxiety. Questions like, what happens after I die, or am I wasting my time, often become overwhelming. This fear is compounded by societal pressures, milestones to achieve by certain ages, deadlines to meet, and expectations to fulfill. The scarcity of time, as society frames it, leads many to live in a state of chronic stress, chasing external success while feeling internally empty. However, this fear is rooted in illusion. When we question the linearity of time, we start to see that death is not an ending, but a transition. Just as night follows day and seasons flow into one another, life is part of an ongoing, cyclical rhythm. Nothing in the natural world is truly finite. Even a fallen leaf nourishes the earth and becomes part of something greater. Both science and spirituality reinforce this perspective. Quantum physics suggests that time is not absolute, and all moments, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously. Spiritually, traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism teach that the soul is eternal, transcending physical death. When we align with these truths, the fear of mortality begins to dissolve, replaced by a profound sense of peace. To illustrate, imagine life as a wave on the ocean. A wave rises, peaks, and eventually returns to the sea, but it was never separate from the ocean itself. Similarly, our existence is part of something far greater, a continuous flow that does not begin or end with our physical form. By understanding the cyclical nature of life and the illusion of time, we liberate ourselves from fear. We no longer see death as a loss, but as a transformation, an opportunity to return to the infinite source from which we came. This shift in perception allows us to embrace life more fully, appreciating each moment as it unfolds. In letting go of the anxiety caused by the belief in linear time, we free ourselves to live with authenticity, joy, and presence. The present moment becomes a gift, one that death can no longer take away. To free ourselves from the illusion of time's linearity, we must shift our perspective and redefine our relationship with time. This begins by cultivating awareness of the present moment and exploring timeless practices that expand our perception of reality. Meditation, tapping into the timeless now. Meditation is a profound tool for transcending time. By silencing the mind and focusing on the breath, we reconnect with the eternal now. Time ceases to exist in meditation. There is no past to regret and no future to fear. The present unfolds naturally, creating a sense of boundless peace. Start small. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes daily to sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Use mantras like "I am here," "I am now," or "the present moment is all there is" to anchor yourself in the timeless. As you deepen your practice, you'll experience moments of timeless awareness where your sense of self expands beyond the boundaries of time and space. Mindfulness, bringing eternity into everyday life. Mindfulness is the art of fully engaging with whatever you are doing, no matter how mundane. When you wash the dishes, feel the warmth of the water on your hands. When you walk, notice the sensation of your feet touching the ground. These simple acts, when done consciously, dissolve the need to rush or worry. Practice slowing down. Eat your meals mindfully, savoring each bite without distraction. Engage in activities that require presence, like journaling, painting, or playing an instrument. Through mindfulness, the present moment becomes vibrant and alive. You begin to realize that the now is eternal and contains all possibilities within it. Reconnecting with nature, a reflection of timelessness. Nature is a living example of time's cyclical and infinite nature. The sunrise and sunset, the changing of the seasons, the flow of rivers. These cycles remind us that life moves in rhythms, not rigid lines. Spend time outdoors. Sit beneath a tree, listen to the sounds of birds, or walk barefoot on the earth. Observe natural cycles. Reflect on how a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, only to bloom again in spring. This mirrors the cyclical nature of existence. Immersing yourself in nature teaches you to flow with life rather than resist it. You begin to see that time is not something to conquer but something to embrace as part of a larger, infinite dance. Letting go of clock time. Modern society revolves around clocks and deadlines, which often disconnect us from our natural rhythms. While structure is important, it's equally vital to carve out moments where you step away from time altogether. Take time out of time. Schedule moments in your day when you don't check the clock. Simply be. Engage in timeless activities. Play, explore, or create without setting an endpoint. By incorporating meditation, mindfulness, and reconnection with nature, you expand your perception of time. You come to understand that the present moment is eternal, and life becomes richer, calmer, and more meaningful. These practices don't remove you from the flow of time. Instead, they allow you to exist in harmony with it, free from fear and anxiety. Adopting a timeless perspective on life unlocks profound benefits for your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. By embracing the now, you free yourself from the burdens of past regrets and future anxieties, creating space for a more present, fulfilling existence. Inner peace and emotional freedom. Living in the present moment eliminates the constant chatter of what ifs and what could have been. You no longer dwell on past mistakes or worry about future uncertainties. Example: a business professional burdened by a hectic schedule discovers meditation and mindfulness. By dedicating 15 minutes daily to practicing presence, they find clarity, reduce stress, and handle challenges more effectively. As you anchor yourself in the now, your emotional state stabilizes, creating a sense of calm even in the face of life's uncertainties. Enhanced relationships. When you are fully present, your relationships transform. You actively listen, respond authentically, and connect on a deeper level with others. Example: a parent learns to set aside their phone during family time and notices their child opening up emotionally, leading to a closer bond. Presence fosters empathy and understanding, allowing you to engage meaningfully with loved ones and strangers alike. Increased creativity and productivity. Creativity thrives when the mind is unburdened by distractions. By focusing on the task at hand, you enter a state of flow, a timeless mental state where ideas and solutions arise effortlessly. Example: an artist struggling with self-doubt begins practicing mindfulness. By releasing fear of failure and future expectations, they find inspiration and create some of their most authentic work. Living in the now allows you to pour your energy into what truly matters, leading to greater productivity and satisfaction. A deepened sense of purpose. The present moment is where life happens. By focusing on the now, you align with your true essence and discover your purpose naturally. Example: a retiree, feeling aimless after leaving their career, starts gardening daily. Immersed in the rhythms of nature, they find renewed purpose in nurturing life and sharing their harvest with others. Stories of timeless inspiration. Consider the story of Eckhart Tolle, whose profound realization about the power of the present moment led him to write The Power of Now. His teachings have inspired millions to shift their perspectives and embrace life more fully. By living in the now, you unlock a profound sense of freedom, joy, and authenticity. You begin to see that life is not about reaching a destination but about savoring every step of the journey. Throughout this journey, we've explored the profound truth that time, as we perceive it, is an illusion. From scientific insights into the non-linear nature of time to spiritual teachings on the eternal now, we've uncovered a perspective that has the potential to transform how we live. We've learned that the concept of time as a straight line, past to future, limits our experience of life. It binds us with regret, fear, and anxiety, robbing us of the peace and joy that exist only in the present moment. Embracing the now frees us from these constraints, allowing us to live with clarity, purpose, and authenticity. Strategies like meditation, mindfulness, and connecting with nature offer practical ways to realign ourselves with the present. By doing so, we cultivate inner peace, enrich our relationships, boost creativity, and discover our true purpose. The benefits of living in the now extend far beyond the individual, shaping a world where authenticity and presence guide our actions. Imagine a life where each moment feels alive, where you are no longer chasing a future or haunted by the past. That life is possible, starting now. Take the first step today. Pause, breathe, and immerse yourself fully in this moment. Reflect on what you've learned, share this message with others, and begin to rewrite your relationship with time. The eternal now is waiting for you to embrace it. You are not bound by time. You are infinite.